A group of people wearing white masks were searching the ground for something. Suddenly, a sharp scream echoed through the air. The group immediately became excited and rushed toward the source of the scream. However, it turned out to be just a woman who had fallen. Upon further inspection, they found nothing suspicious about her. Disappointed, they turned and walked away. Just then, another loud crash was heard nearby, and their excitement flared up again. This time, they saw a car and an electric scooter had collided. There was also a man wearing a gold chain, pulling along a thin, poor man. The white-faced man made a quick conclusion and began to speculate on what had happened. They believed the poor man had crashed into the rich man's car and was then beaten by him. Hearing this theory, the others assumed it must be the truth. The white-faced men turned into red-faced ones and began to scold and accuse the rich man. The rich man tried to explain, but the insults and shouting drowned out any chance he had to speak. The poor man saw this as his opportunity to escape with his bag, but the rich man grabbed the poor man's bag. As they struggled, a pair of hands reached from behind, grabbing the rich man's gold chain, covering his eyes, and pushing him to the ground. In the name of justice, they began to beat him. Amid their righteous pounding and insults, the rich man's consciousness began to fade. Still unsatisfied, the group turned their attention to the luxury car. They again used the name of justice to freely destroy the car, acting as though they were the victims. They encouraged more people to join their cause. The crowd quickly grew larger. Passers-by, with no knowledge of the situation, put on red masks and began to vandalize the car. Meanwhile, online discussions about the incident were rapidly gaining traction. Everywhere the rich man went, he was met with the righteous fury of the crowd. Eventually, he was completely overwhelmed by their angry voices. At this moment, the woman who had fallen earlier stood up and quickly snatched the bag back from the poor man. She explained the truth of the situation. It turned out that the woman's bag had been stolen by the poor man. So, the rich man drove into the thief. With the truth revealed, reporters began to praise the rich man's actions as a heroic act. The police presented him with a wreath of flowers in recognition. The red-faced justice bringers suddenly turned back into white-faced ones, clapping and praising the wealthy man. But when the coroner determined that the rich man had been killed by their beating, the group showed sadness and prepared to mourn. Suddenly, they smelled the blood, and the white faces quickly turned red again. Once more, they loudly proclaimed their justice against the thief.